Hello, hello everybody. Welcome to your weekly messages for October 20th to the 26th of 2019. I have two new decks this week, so we're going to play with those. And before we get started, make sure you take a moment to subscribe. You're welcome to check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing and also sign up for my newsletter. I have a lot of new stuff coming, so make sure you stay up to date on all of that if you're interested. Now the first thing that I'm going to do is just pull some oracle cards. Here's the first one. I am kind. I'm just getting that this week is going to be really heart-centered. That's the main thing coming up with this card, is just making sure you're kind of leading with compassion, right? So if someone is reflecting back to you something really awful, right? Something that you really don't like, then it's kind of a call to slow down and consider maybe something is going on with that person. Maybe they're in a bad place. Maybe they've had something really catastrophic happen, or maybe they're super wounded. It doesn't mean you have to continue engaging, but it's just about considering the other possibilities of what might be going on with that person, just so you don't personalize it and then retaliate. That's the main thing that you want to consider with the I am kind. It doesn't mean you're a doormat. It doesn't mean that you just let people walk all over you, but it means that you kind of remove the emotional charge from what's happening. Just kind of zoom out a little bit, and it can lead you into that kindness. Okay. So these are the archetype cards. They're the new ones from the Wild Unknown. I straight up do not like the shape of these, but that's just me. So let's see what's going on. Okay, and then we have the One. Part of me kind of just wants you to make whatever assumption you have, or whatever your gut is saying around the One. What is that? Is it source? Is it connection? Is it your purpose? What is the One for you? So this energy, personally, I'm getting that this has to do with the collective in large part. So both of these are playing into the same theme, right? If you were to strip away all of the material world, if you were to strip away the 3D human experience, what would you get? You would get the collective consciousness, collective evolution, and that's kind of just our innate nature. So make sure you keep this in mind as you're going throughout this week, that we have more connective tissue than what you're able to recognize just when you're in your earth body. So try to tap into that a little bit more this week. Now I'm going to see what's going on, what this week has in store. Okay, the Sun. So this looks really exciting. I'm also getting a lot of energy moving this week. So there's a lot that's growing, there's a lot that's evolving, there's a lot that you're tapping into. It just looks like a really high intensity week. Maybe that, you know, I'm also getting that this is going to be a good week to get things done, like taking action. Don't think about it, just take the action. Do the damn thing. And then the crossing energy, we have the Seven of Swords. So, oh, it's so interesting. The way that this card is depicted, particularly, it's less of a sneaky energy, which is the traditional meaning, and it's more of like knocking out your to-do list. So you can see this guy is like coming along and grabbing each one of the swords. That's my intuitive hit on it. I know that's not traditional at all, but that's just what it looks like, especially sitting on top of the Sun. So what's moving out? We have the Six of Chalices. I think this was actually rest. So relaxation, quiet, stillness. It seems like that is actually what you were sitting in, and so this week seems like it's getting way more productive. And then in the oncoming energy, Four of Swords. Oh my God, how funny. Okay, so I am going to clarify this. Both of these are relaxation cards in this deck, right? So the Six of Chalices is very luxurious. It's like, oh, it kind of reminds me of a spa. That's what this deck has. And then this is more of a, you need to take a break and find stillness again. So this is kind of painting a picture of sustainability. If you want the sun and getting those things done and cranking them out, if you want that to be sustainable, you have to be able to rest as you're doing it. And then to clarify the Four of Swords, we have the Eight of Cups. So a change in perspective, not having too much weight around how much efforting you're doing in order to make something a reality, okay? That's a misconception. If you're getting too wrapped up in, I have to shed a whole bunch of blood, sweat, and tears in order to bring this to life, then it will be that way. So I think if you can shift your perspective around the amount of effort or pain that's necessary in order for you to get the thing that you want, the better off you're going to be and the easier it will be to manifest. Remember, it starts with your mind, in part changing your mind about the way it needs to be. And then we'll just pull an advice card. We have the Queen of Chalices. I'm going to pull one more up here. Two of Swords, lead with emotion. The more you can tap into emotion, the better off you're going to be. I'm getting that the Queen of Chalices is helping you to kind of steer your ship. The Two of Swords is about not worrying as much about what's happening in the external. You have to cultivate the emotions first and letting that guide you and move you this week. Practice the emotions. You don't depend on the external stimuli. Practice the emotions again and again and again. Is there something that stimulates different feelings within yourself? If so, then that's what you want to lean into more and more. So do things that make you feel good and then watch yourself evolve through that. And then one more card. Eight of Pentacles. All of this is work at the end of the day. I just don't think that it needs to require such intense levels of energy that you are kind of harming yourself. That's not necessary, right? Having to burn the candle at both ends in order to manifest something. I personally don't feel that's the way it needs to be. But the practice of shifting your emotions in itself is practice. It takes work. It's something you have to consciously put effort into in order to get in the groove of that. So you kind of have that choice, whatever you're going for, whether you be in the middle of healing, looking for a new job, wanting to get into partnership, you can hustle, right? You can grind, like that's one way to do it. And you can also take more of the emotional approach, which is working on the internal, working on the emotions, working on what you're feeling, and then letting that steer your actions. To clarify the Eight of Pentacles, we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so this card to me is just saying show up for the things that you want. If you want them, be willing to work on them. If you want more money, be willing to work on your money mindset. Be willing to figure out how you can call in more. Just go sniff things out for yourself. Find something that really resonates with you. If you want partnership, do the self-reflecting, do the reparenting of yourself in order to make yourself available for that love and care that you deserve. You know, maybe find a practitioner that really, really resonates with you that you can work with on a regular basis in order to heal yourself and make yourself available for that. You know, all of that is going to contribute to the quality of relationships in your life. So just consider that this week. Start looking at what do I want and how can I get myself there, either, I mean, by whatever mode you want to use. I'm more of, I kind of fall into the camp of, if I can make it easy, I want it to be easy, and that's what I'm going to set my intention around. Okay, so let's do a 3-card pick. Go ahead, pick a card, any card, whatever works for you. Card number 1, Nine of Pentacles, enjoy the fruits of your labor. So kind of look at how far you've come, the effort that you've given, the energy that you're putting into things and what you're getting back from that. Consider all of that for yourself and really use that to zoom in on. Count all of your wins and then expand from that celebration energy. Or like, yes, I have done a good job. I have made a lot of things happen. Count that. Card number 2, we have the 10 of Swords. So I think there's a lot of clearing and releasing going on. Now, this doesn't mean explicitly like, oh, you're gonna lose something this week. No, no, no. This is energetic. So think, what isn't serving you? Is it a bad habit? Is it a thing you're fixating on and focusing on and dumping energy into that you need to move away from? Is it a friend group you've outgrown? I mean, what is it that really isn't working for you anymore? And just take that conscious awareness and shift out of it, and it will support you along the way. Anytime you're calling in something new, you kind of have to make room in your closet in order to fit all of that new stuff. So don't view this as like, oh my God, catastrophe. That's not how I see the 10 of Swords. It's just that we all have the growing pains of having outgrown different things in our lives. And then card number 3, we have the 3 of Pentacles. It's coming together. It's just that you kind of need to be patient with the endeavor. You might need some support or collaboration in order to make it a reality. So consider that as well. If you want to give it effort and energy, it is worth doing. It's worth pursuing. Just understand that you don't want to throw in the towel before you get to the good part. So a lot of the time, we kind of want to give up when things get hard or when there's resistance, when really it's something that maybe there's a lesson or a skill that can come from you working through that and figuring it out. All right, everybody, that is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you feel called to, and check out the description box for all of the ways to work with me, all the decks that I've used in this reading. And that's all I've got for now. Have a good one. Bye-bye.